Stack that bitch up, mate.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Fear of Being Average video on this trading channel. And today I'm bringing you guys another weekly market analysis, weekly market outlook, weekly market breakdown, whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna be seeing what's happening throughout this week. I'm gonna be looking at the weekly chart. I'm gonna be looking at the daily chart, all on US30, and we're gonna see what to expect this week. So let's get right on into it. So first things first, I'm gonna start off going to the weekly and the daily, because like I always say, you need to understand what's happening overall on the higher time frame to understand what's happening on the lower time frame. So all right, I think I lost all my markups, so it's cool. We're just gonna start on it. So right here, we're gonna go on to the weekly. First thing I noticed last week, so this was last week's candle. Last week we traded all the way to this bullish order block down here at around, what's the price level, 34,700 basically. So 34,700 price came all the way down here, traded into this bullish daily, weekly order block, not even daily. And if you also look into it, the past, this was also an area in the past that price was struggling to get past. And we also have this area right here. These are all bullish weekly order blocks. That price, you can obviously see price is struggling to get past it, and from this area there was a lot of reason to believe why price wanted to see higher prices. From this 34,400 area, price was premeditated to go bullish, and you can see price right now is more than likely going to reach for all the time highs at 36,566, and that's ideally where I have price expected to go. Maybe going into 2022, more than likely is going to get hit, because if you see the volume that we have in price came down and just shot up. Extremely bullish week. We cleared these lows of the previous week, and then we also almost cleared these highs of the previous week. So that's something we're going to keep in mind. So weekly perspective, I'm still pretty bullish. So we're going to now move on to the daily. Based off the daily, the last previous day candle was also bullish, but we are coming into this area in which price was struggling to break past many times. We have this daily breaker block right here that price is really struggling to get past. So if we do still see a lot of rejection, there is a chance that we can have another little retracement, possibly to this daily order block that we have right here at 35,466, but we can round that off to about 35,500, because that's more than likely where price is going to reach for. 35,500, which is right here. Let me make that cleaner, just like that. 35,500. So that's more than likely where price could possibly reach for it if we do have a rejection from this area that we have rejected from before. Why am I expecting that? Because we rejected 1, 2, and if we reject this third time, there's going to be a lot of likelihood to expect at least a possible retracement. And what we can also do is just pull our fib from the very high of that wick, because this is a candle that's still in process, so we can't draw it from the body yet. So I'm going to draw it from that wick to this wick all the way down here. And I'm gonna put the 38.20%. So if price is still in an overall uptrend, we should see a rejection for 35,500 institutional big figure level, and we also have this daily order block in this overall uptrend. And then, like I said, based off the weekly, we're still pretty bullish. So that's my higher time frame analysis. Now we're gonna move on to the lower time frames, where we can then and basically start to formulate a possible setup to look for. So now that we're on the weekly, the 15-minute, this is the time frame I primarily like to use when I'm looking for my setups. And if you don't know my setups, you can watch previous videos on that. But if you want to get more in depth into the setups, you are going to have to join Mentorship. But like I said, you don't need it. If you just watch my videos on the live streams every day, you would know what my setups are, but I'm not going to go over them at this time. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the previous Friday's Asian range, which is all the way down here. Small little range, but the importance of this range is going to be important. Just like, okay, there we go. We got the Asian range. I'm going to mark up the 50% of it, just like this. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect. I just need to know the ideal area in which that 50% area is. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly go up in the time frames. I'm going to look for the beginning of this move. What's going on, guys? So before you keep on watching the video, I just wanted to tell you guys about this opportunity that I have for you guys. So as of recently, I have been getting a lot of questions and comments and concerns about whether or not I do one-on-one mentorship. I personally do not do one-on-one mentorship, but I do have mentorship now, which I decided because you guys have been asking for it for a while now. So what will I be providing? I will be providing daily live stream access and mentorship every single day, where I will teach you everything that I know and I will guide you from zero to hero. And along with that, I will be giving you live trade analysis, and you will know all of my trades taken live, real time. So with that being said, the price of it right now is $100 a month, but the price is not going to be like that for long. After the first 100 people join, I will be having the price go up. So make sure you take advantage while you can. And now you can finish watching the video. So let's try the 4 hour. Nah, 1 hour. I would say the beginning of this move on the 1 hour started here. So I'm going to pull this from the body of that candle to the body of this candle, because as you can see, the reason I didn't draw, if I go over here to the daily, what happened to my analysis? Oh, I did on the wrong chart. Whatever, it is what it is. But if you remember that fib I drew from the daily, I drew it from the wicks because that current candle wasn't formed. But in this case scenario, I could use this because it already showed willingness. That's not what I wanted to do. Right here. It's being weird. But right here, you can see that it already fell. So it's showing a willingness to want to reject. So I can pull it from here. Now we have these areas marked up. I'm going to go back to the 15-minute, clean it up a little bit. And as you can see, if I just make it off of the 15, pull this right from here, so right where this move started, right there, you can see that price came close to this 38.20%. So what I could possibly expect is either price is going to have a false break scenario where price is going to try to clear these lows to then potentially push higher. That could be something we look to see, to then travel above this previous day's high, because when the market opens, this is going to be the previous day's high. Did I do it? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, it's been weird right now. Previous day's high. Then we also have the previous day's low, which is all the way down here. And the likelihood of, hold on, is that it? Or is this a low? No, it was. So this is going to be the previous day's low. And as you can see where we are in price, which do you think is more likely to be traded into? The previous day's high or the previous day's low? And we also are keeping in mind what is happening. Yeah, trading views on some nut shit right now. Previous day's low. Bro, okay, whatever. You know what it means. The previous day's low is down there. It's being weird. But this could be something we possibly look to expect on the shorter term time frame. Or if this doesn't happen, we can then anticipate price to continue falling all the way down to around these fib levels, where we can then anticipate a price move from there. These are two possible scenarios I'm going to be looking for into the week. And where, if I think price is going to go any lower, why do I think it's going to come all the way down here? Because for one, we have this fib. Now let's go to the 30-minute. And we're going to look at the hour chart, and we also have this 1 hour bullish order block right here, just like this. I'm gonna mark this 1 hour order block. I'm also gonna mark up the low of it. So we have that, the high, and now we have the low right here. Now we go back to the 15-minute, and now we have these two setups that I'm possibly anticipating a likelihood in price to either react from down here or up here. Now I'm also going to refine this 1 hour order block to show the 50% mark, because by doing this, I can then possibly get an even better entry. It might not hit, but the likelihood of it then reacting in that specific area is going to be far more likely, and I'll also be able to get a better stop loss. Because keep in mind, if I try to get into a trade at the high of this order block with a stop loss below, it's going to be about 40 to 45 pips in a stop loss. But if I wait and have more patience to get in at this 50% area, that 40 to 50 pips can turn into 30 to 40 pips stop loss, which is only going to make it a better risk reward setup in my opinion. Pull this over. So that's something we could possibly anticipate. So these two areas that I'm going to be paying attention to are going to be this area, in which, where is this at in price? So I would want to see this low 35,950 taken, ideally to see price have a retracement into this area. And then all the way down here also is where I'm going to be paying attention to, all the way down here. And this price is at 35,890. Now if we go back to the daily perspective that we had, so if we go just like this, go to the daily, I'm going to get rid of all these. This area down here in which we're looking to possibly get a trade is 35,500. Now if we look where 35,500 is, this is being so weird right now. Hold on. Y'all seen it yourself. That shit was not there, bro. All right, whatever it is. Let's just go over here. I'm just gonna take it off. But we go back to the daily. We see that this specific area down here, 35,500, that's ideally where our main trade of the week is going to be, and 35,500 is all the way down here. So this is going to be something we don't really look to take right now, but now we're keeping in mind that we are short-term bearish going into this weekly area. We're still looking for price to target all the way down here at these lows. So we do know that we could possibly catch a possible retracement lower. So if price does have a spike up, we can then anticipate price having that reaction to the downside. So if price does want to keep rejecting, we could come a little bit higher to then keep falling lower, in which we can then lead to this 1 hour bullish order block, which is another potential setup. But these are all going to be things that I'm paying attention to. This is a possible setup that can happen. Another setup is price can come down, clear these lows to the left to then trade even higher, targeting the previous day's high. These are two different setups right here, and the last setup that can happen is price continues to just fall lower to then clear the previous day's high. There's multiple different ways the market can form, but by the time Monday comes around tomorrow, we're going to see what happens overall. I don't know if I'm going to be taking any live trades. I'm probably going to continue to demo trade until the year's over, but we're going to see. I just got done being sick, guys, too, but we about to get back to it. Back in the gym today. We lit. We're just getting ready for 2022. We're going into it with a clear set of mind. We're going in there very disciplined. We're going into it very consistent. And we know where we have our goals to be. And we're getting ready for the new year. But that's really it right now. This is all I have on US30. You guys have my overall weekly, daily, and lower time frame analysis. We're going to see what overall happens. Because right now, as you can see, I drew that fib from this low to this high. And you can see that price is currently rejecting that 38.20%. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. We got to wait for the market to overall open. The market opens in about an hour, 10 minutes. So we'll see. So hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully you're able to learn a little bit something. Hopefully you're able to get a perspective on how I view the market personally and my perspective. But yeah, this is my analysis on US30. I'm short term. What you doing? The dog's over here crying. But short term bearish, long term bullish based off the weekly. But we're going to see what happens. So if you enjoyed this, if you learned something, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And make sure you stay motivated by the fear of being average.